Hello folks, welcome back to part 2 of this week's podcast, and as you can see, our special guest has arrived. I think it's probably safe to say he's a fan favourite. He's the new signing from the first new signing from last summer that has now got his own flag.
Yeah, the best thing to come out of Armagh since Red Diesel. South Armagh.
South Armagh since Red Diesel, and there was me worrying about offending the entire population of South Armagh in one fell swoop, but he says it's great, so that's good enough. But it's I've never even said his name. It's James Teelan. James, welcome to the podcast.
Alright lads, how's it
Good to
going?
have you.
So I suppose first we'll start out. I mean, I think it's safe to say you've had a good, I was going to say start of the season, but we're sitting at the end of January, start of February. We've got to be happy with how things have gone since you've come in.
I'm delighted things have gone. I knew Newry would be, coming in Newry would be a good fit for me, because I knew some of the lads, knew McGavin, knew some of the boys, but I didn't expect to get in that quick.
Yeah.
But once I got in, I just felt very comfortable. I was at wing back first.
Yes, you were.
I hadn't a clue what to be at there.
Fair enough, very honest.
I settled in alright first, and then pushed on forward, and then just happy enough with how it went.
Yeah, was it a big decision for you to have to leave Dungannon, because obviously that's Premiership, and then you come back to a club that's aiming to get the Premiership? Was it a big decision to take a step back, or were you happy?
I suppose it was a big decision, but I thought it'd be better for me for game time sort of wise, because Dungannon wasn't really getting in at all. But I was speaking to Darren Mullen there, and he just says, listen, if you're better than what we have, then you'll get in 100%. So I just thought, right, and I just came in and thought, right, I'll prove myself here. And thank God it all happened all right.
So you were better than what we had then, is that what you're saying?
Better than Philly, don't
There you go, a slag number 1 of the podcast. He's true to form. I mean, I remember coming down, I think probably watching one of your first training sessions in pre-season, and you were doing the runs the length of the back pitch, and it was quite, the usual people were sort of dragging along at the back, and I think it was you and Noel. You and Noel were sort of were laughing by the time you were coming to the end of it, and I was like, this boy will do for me. Like, he looks like he's enjoying doing hard runs, and the rest of the boys were nearly being sick on the sideline. I mean, touching on just your time at Dungannon, I mean, I know you played a few times in the Premiership last season for Dungannon. Obviously you've been there for a short while, and they've got a real good reputation of giving young players a chance, and they're a super club. But in terms of, was it probably a bit disappointing that you maybe didn't get more game time there?
Yeah, it was. I actually started off well, and I got in a couple of games, and then sort of just, I don't know what happened after that. I just didn't get, and then different managers came in, and then it all came like that, and I just wasn't getting in at all in the end. So I had to change, and my first choice was Newry City, because it's local, and I knew you were pushing for promotion, and everyone wants to win trophies like that.
Yeah.
So,
and I mean, from obviously you were coming back in then, and I'm sure the way Darren probably put it to you when he was wanting to sign you, the same thing you said there about getting back to the Premiership. I mean, it's tantalisingly close, I suppose, at the minute. I mean, is that you want to get back in this season, probably in the Championship, much like the rest of the boys that hopefully if we go up, it's a good season in the Championship, and a tough Championship will probably stand in good stead if we go up.
Oh yeah, if we go.
If we go up, very careful. He's been media trained, this lad, I reckon.
Well, I've seen a couple of. We'll walk the leagues in this.
So he slagged off Philly and the co-host, I like it, in the space of 5 minutes. This is going to be a good one.
We'll not make any assumptions anymore. We'll just go if we win the league.
That's fair enough.
But yeah, definitely. Just first team football. That's what I was looking for, and just getting on with the physicality side of things, and just playing 90 minutes.
Yeah.
And just the intensity of it.
Yeah.
And tracking back and all that crack.
It sounds like you're very excited.
That was written on your hand. That was it. But I think one thing that's impressed the fans this season, James, is when you score a goal, it's like every goal has a cup final winner. It has that kind of feel to it, and you run straight to the fans. What's it been like this year since you've come in as someone relatively new, and you've got that instant relationship with fans? What's that been like for you?
Great. I don't know why. Just me and the fans just got on. I don't know why it was, but every time I score, I just see them, and they make such an effort. So I thought, well, I'll have to go over and celebrate with them, because it wouldn't be great like Frad did, remember? He just went the other way.
I mean, from your, you touched on there about sort of the physicality aspect of it, which, I mean, obviously height wise you're not the tallest in the world, but I mean, now there's your man there sitting behind the camera, but
he's got stocky enough there.
He's stocky, like, but he doesn't have that there. You know what I mean? He's up to about my nipple, which is worrying if we get too close to him. You know, this is Philly we're talking about, in case we haven't established that. But I mean, for a winger, you know, a tricky winger, a tricky wide player, a tricky forward, whatever way you want to sort of be called. I mean, and you do get your come in for your fair share of treatment from defenders. You just get up and get on with it. Does that come from, you know, your time probably with Cross Rangers? I know you played a few senior games. I don't want to be a cliche and going on because you played Gaelic, that means that. But is that sort of maybe stood in good stead? Like?
100%. I remember playing a couple of senior games and I was winded every match.
Yeah.
No joke. Just about in there. So when you get hit in soccer, it's just sort of like ankle sort of wise. So it's not that bad. As soon as the things come in with big fists on, like, and just going like that there. But when you get hit, but sometimes it does hurt though. In all fairness, it's not always.
But it doesn't seem to bother you, apart from unless it's a right back at Ballymallard, and you know, a couple of weeks ago where you sort of took a wee bit of. We'll say no more about that. We'll say no more.
So, James, you've scored plenty of goals this season. What's your standout for you?
What, like goal wise or
goal wise?
Moment wise?
Well, give us both.
Probably moment wise, wearing points goal. Done against wearing point or Institute.
It'll be cut on your left foot.
Yeah, definitely.
What was it about the point goal that kind of that sticks in your mind?
I don't know, just the whole build up to it. Just class, all the atmosphere and all about it when you score. Even though there's on the other side, you can still hear you all the way from. And then I don't know, it's just class, isn't
it? The Institute one, and I think I mentioned this before. I think about 2 minutes before you scored that one on Institute, Damien McCarry had gone to the toilet. He's walking. When he came back, you had cut in on your left foot, and I don't know whether you shot block or went over the bar or whatever. And he was like, "Fuck's sake, James, he don't have left foot. What's he doing? And he was still standing there whenever you cut in your left foot and stuck in the back of that. I was like, "Damn," and he just went back in the dugout. You know who you're talking about. Just put it in his box straight away. But I mean, is it? You touched on your best, your favourite goal or your best moment. If in terms of what do you think was, in terms of technical sort of aspect of it, what was your best or your most skillful goal, or what was the goal you're sort of most proud of in that regard? Will it be one of those two, or is there other ones? Because you've scored plenty this season. There's plenty to choose from. Like.
Well, I started scoring there. At the start, I wasn't.
Well, you're playing wing back though, as you said. To be fair, I thought the Dundela one, the away game, where I mean, I know it was only one touch, but once you're away from straight away.
Yeah, that was good.
This is a man that gets excited about scoring goals, as you can tell. Can you hear? Is there any? Tell me one thing. Right now, you have been relatively prolific this season. You know, especially for a wide player. And in fact, you just start, playing wing back. There's a man sitting over there watching. Now he scored on Friday night, but one word that you couldn't describe him this season is prolific.
Definitely not. And I don't even know, right, that Christmas episode, how I nearly got done for the 6-yard one.
Oh,
when he literally missed the 6-yard one. What? How was anyone else even close to that?
You need to pick the rest of the squad. They voted for it.
Big ball print right there.
So we'll look ahead to Irish Cup this weekend on Friday night. I mean, obviously touched on there, the Warren Point game in the last round was a big game for everybody, and it was a great result. It was a super performance from everybody. Obviously you were probably one of the standouts there because you scored the first goal, and I don't think they could live with that day. I mean, looking towards Friday night, and obviously we played ours already this season. Did you play the away game against ours? I don't think you did you?
Yeah, I did.
You did, yeah.
Must have done that.
That's a big impression.
I obviously wasn't watching very closely, to be fair. But I mean, what would it? We touched on there in the first part of the podcast about a couple of seasons ago, Ballymallard winning the championship and getting the Irish Cup final. Beating Moran Point in the semi-final. I mean, if we win this, we're into the quarterfinals. You're not kicking the Irish off, sort of doing a big bit of damage. I appreciate that getting promotion is the big, that's the most important thing. But how big would it be for you and for I suppose the rest of the team if we could sort of go away with further in this competition?
It'd be massive because I know we're playing a team in our league this time, but to play teams that hopefully we are playing next year, just to get a feel for what it is going to be like if we do get up, and to see how we're doing against them. And Wayne Point was a great game because it showed that we are fit enough if we do go up. And obviously it's not a trophy in there, and you want to win them, so that's it.
True.
We're not in them to not win them.
So James, before we move on to the next bit, your fan favourite this season, what message do you have for the fans?
Just we're going to try I'll look into the camera and say,
go straight to them.
Look into the camera and say, all these viewers that you get.
I'm sensing a bit of sarcasm there from young James. I don't know what it is, but it just is a hint of sarcasm there.
Just that we're going to be trying 100% and win the league this time, and we'll try not to let you down, and we'll give 100%. Nope.
And you will maintain your 100% record of every goal you score running straight.
Oh yeah, 100% without doubt, every time.
There you go, good.
Even if he's outside the pitch.
Good. Emmanuel Adebayor, where you right around the length of the pitch and then get 6 through at him, so that sort of stuff. So will we move on to the question time?
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
So we, Ali got questions. He sort of surveyed some of the fans, players,
some of the staff
as well. So we have, as you might be able to see, we've got 7 sheets of paper, numbered 1 to 7, of cards here where we have questions written on them. So we're going to let James pick, and then we're going to ask him the questions and see what he comes up with. So
right, I'll pick number 1 first.
Number 1, right. So this is from one of your fellow players. Did you get much female attention after your new banner was revealed on Friday night?
Who's that?
Well, it's anonymous. It's anonymous.
Telling you that was there.
I'm saying there's 4 people in this room. It might be the 4th.
No, definitely not. No, all I think about is winning the league.
What an answer!
Wouldn't even come into my mind, no.
He's a pro, absolute professional. Right, right. Moving on to the next one.
Right, 4.
Number 4. Okay. Number 4 is it's a bit of a more serious one, but what's the main difference in playing for Newry than your previous clubs? So you've been at Dungannon and you were Portadown for a bit.
Portadown for a wee bit, yeah. That was sort of 20s, but
yeah. So what's the main difference in playing for them? I suppose more so Dungannon, because you played in the first team and here.
I just think it's more local boys, so it probably means more than.
Yeah.
And every game, you see the fans in the town and stuff, so it means more, because you know if you win there'll be a good buzz around the town, and if you live here, then I don't live a million miles away, so it is just more local lads, so it obviously means more at the end of the day.
Good man. Okay. Your next one.
2.
Number 2. James, do you only live in Cross because there's no cops to stop you speeding down the left?
That's a shocking question. What's
that even a question? What's that there?
You can answer that whatever way you want.
No, definitely.
Well, that's that one answered. Right, go on, next one.
7.
Number 7. Ooh, this is a big one.
Big one.
Yeah. Ooh, that's interesting. You take a deep breath, get ready for this one. So, Engine is now your captain.
Right.
But at one point he was your teacher. Do you know what's coming here?
Yeah.
Do you still try and claim that the work you handed in was your own, even though it had another boy's name on it?
See, I thought I was a great cheater at the time, right? Obviously I wasn't. But still to this day, I did not copy of that man's homework. I don't know what happened there. I don't know what happened there.
Is it awkward with Engine now because you cheated and he caught you?
No, definitely not. Even though he nearly got kicked out. Could have just left it between us, but he went. I don't know.
Well, leave it.
Say nothing before you kicked out of the team.
Yeah.
Right. No, he nearly kicked me in the tag.
Next one.
5.
Okay, this is a bit more serious as well. We know you're going to be at Newry for the rest of your career, but if you were to move across the water and make it big time, what have you learned from your time in Newry that you take to your future career?
That you have to enjoy it as well, and that the fans are a big plus. you are at fault, man, at the end of the day, because at other teams we haven't really had the fan base. And when I came, that's the first thing I noticed, was that the fans are a major plus. See, when you're losing, and it gives you a wee bit, but even when you're winning, it gives you a wee bit more to push on. So fans and probably just enjoy it. That's probably
good, man.
Okay, 2 left. So
3.
Number 3. This is from a player. Now it just says at the bottom from a player, so I don't know who this is. Are you long at the talking? Because I don't catch a word you say. It's not even a question, that no. Related. Just say yes.
Oh, yes.
So, John recently John McGovern celebrated with a Ronaldo celebration, the Sue. Can you give us your thoughts on that celebration?
That wasn't great. As everyone's doing it now, it's getting boring. Quit that, don't do it again.
Was it better than Decky Carville's attempt at the Sue?
No, Decky Carville's was better.
Oof, it was bad, was it?
That's a bold speak, that.
Isn't it? That's what I think. Decky Carville's was better.
And I mean, did you have words with John after and said, John, you need to knock that in the head?
I just said, well, come on. Yeah.
I love the photograph though, because John's like mid-air and he's going backwards, and all of you are just running to the fans.
That's what I'm saying. But he has some leap on him.
Yeah, he does. Like a salmon.
I mean, looking at suppose in celebrations, I mean, I suppose we're talking about your flag earlier, and I mean that's obviously from when you scored away at Dundela. I mean, which is a brilliant photo. And you see the crowd in the background, you're running towards them, so celebrating. I mean, we've touched on this probably a couple of times in the podcast about, like the Brendan Monaghan, Nathan Carroll, they're taking photographs and they're always up on social media and things like that, and all the players sort of see them and comment on them. I mean, what is it? Is it nice though to have that, if you score, or even if you don't score for a win, and you see those photographs that capture a sort of wee moment? Like,
definitely, 100%. You're actually looking forward to them, sort of.
Yeah.
When you get out, I don't know. Especially if you score though, because you know he's going to get a picture, and usually I'm just doing that for some reason.
Yeah. That's iconic. That'll be the photo of the season, because I've used that in a million things for posters this season.
I know.
So it's that iconic image so far.
Yeah, but even every celebration, there's some sort of picture that's on it.
Yeah.
And just at the end of the season, looking back, them be good. So yeah, you do look forward to them.
Do you look forward to them as much as you look forward to watching this podcast every week?
No, definitely
not. He says all the right things.
And James, we talked about it before we came on air, but you've got a new banner now as well. What was it like coming down on Friday and seeing a new banner unfurled behind the net?
Oh, I didn't even see it, but he said, "Oh, did you see the new sign?" I said, "What did you see?" I said, "Oh," and then I just seen the picture of it. And then I seen what it said, and I just got wished. I thought it was class, but all the lads back home thought it was class too.
Really, yeah.
Was there a bit of jealousy in the car on the way home with Philly Donnelly? Another kind of South Armagh man.
Philly Donnelly didn't even speak to me all warm up after he seen it. Seriously. He just want to get him one, or he'll not speak to me ever again.
And are the rumours true that he tried to hit it during the warm up, but he missed?
Oh, obviously. Obviously. I'm Philly here. No, cut that.
This is an unofficial podcast. Don't worry, you're not getting in any trouble. I think I'll wrap us up for this week.
So, James, you've been brilliant. Great to have you on. The fans have been calling out for you for a long time, and we've been trying to hound you and bombard you with texts. Yeah. So we managed to break you down and get you on. So thanks very much.
And you are known as from the players as the king of the one-liners. So I'm sort of happy. I'm happy that you've lived up that reputation, lived up that name. And there's best luck for Friday night and best luck for the rest of the season, because if you keep going the way you're going this season, it'll go a long way to getting us promoted and winning trophies.
And if we do win, James, and we get up, I'm going to stand up and sing Big Tom in the social club just to make you feel at home.
Thanks very much,
folks. Thanks very much, and we will see you all on Friday night.